This week in MLB the Show, we've seen something that hasn't really been done before. We're getting finest cards after the final Team Affinity Season 5 drop. MLB the Show seems to be making new 2021 finest cards for players that didn't get one before. And this really hadn't been done before from my knowledge. If I'm wrong, let me know. So what I think we're going to do today is discuss where I think they stand at each position, which ones you should be using, which ones you should be passing on. It is a little tough deciding which cards are actually worth your time or not. Let's get into it. So first of all, we had a new event. You get to use finest cards, and I think you get to use some legends as well. Actually was not a bad event. I grinded out 25 wins, get all of the awards, and I think that the rewards are definitely worth it. First, we get 99 Dave Parker. Looking at the attributes, really is not going to be that top tier of an endgame card. He's usable, you know, the contact is very nice. It actually reminds me a bit of Larry Walker's card last year offensively. He could play like that in a sense, but there's so much better in the outfield. I don't think this card is me one to rush to. However, it's a free award series card if you play the event. Next, we get a return of one of my favorite cards from late last year, 99 Finest 2020 Manny Machado. This card was really interesting last year. Not everyone loved him. Something with Machado's swing, he's got that very casual step that not everyone loves, but I love this card last year, and I'm really anticipating using him as a starter at third base on my God Squad. Unreal hitting all around. 109 and 111 versus right, 116 and 120 versus left. The vision's great, 2 with 105. Diamond fielding with 99 arm. He also does get a few quirks. I know we talk about it a lot. Some people just view me as like, oh, he's got quirks, he's the best card ever. But we do have to account for these quirks being active quirks. So he has homebody, day player, dead red, rally monkey, fighter, and situational hitter. They're going to really help raise the value of the card over just the plain attributes, and Manny Machado might be one of the top few third basemen for that alone. And then finally, we get 99 new finest Trey Turner, and this card is probably going to haunt my nightmares for the rest of the year. I could not get 98 Trey Turner out for the life of me. The card was literally my father. If you are someone that used that Trey Turner on your team, you know how good the combination of his swing, the high contact, and good power that he has. This card is basically just a massive step up from that. Elite contact is 122 and 125. The power versus right is very good at 102. That's more than enough for this card. His primary is second base, which is actually a big deal. A lot of people didn't want to play the other one at shortstop for his weaker defense. And even though the defense is better on this card, he is better off as a second baseman with his little low arm strength and that speed. This is a lockdown end game second baseman now. One parallel gets him the diamond defense, 99 speed, and again, talk about quirks. Trey Turner gets exceptionally more quirks. He's like the Freddie Freeman type. They really do impact a lot with the gameplay. In this card, if you haven't grinded out the event, make sure you do, because there's a lot of buy orders. I would really recommend just going the grind route, do the event. It really was not that bad. I actually didn't mind doing it. It ends December 28th, so you have over a week from now still, so I would really recommend doing it. But no, that is actually not it for the cards that we have gotten. We got a new player program, 99 Shane Bieber. And this card is very close to being like an elite type pitcher, but there's a few issues with Shane Bieber normally. Little short in the velocity. Fastest pitch is 94. He's got the cutter, which is valuable, but he's one pitch away. If he had like a good sinker or something instead of, say, that knuckle curve, then this card would be like a top tier level pitcher. It doesn't mean that you can't use him. He's definitely going to be usable with 115 hits per 9. I could probably try him on legend. He would be more than usable there. He's not really someone that's going to be top tier in my personal opinion, just looking at the attributes in the card itself. And finally, the big pack for today. MLB The Show added this free holiday pack. I'm not entirely sure how long it'll be available in the market, but make sure you pick this up as soon as possible. You get finest choice packs, you get a bat skin, but the big thing you get is a 99 finest BRYCE HARPER. Yes, this is a second 99 overall for him this year, which is definitely deserved. He was the NL MVP, and it's cool that he's getting another card. I strongly feel this card is definitely better than his other card. A lot of people have been comparing him to his other 99. Let me tell you why this one is better. First of all, he has better attributes versus righties. 125 contact and power versus righties, so he's going to be even better. Then versus lefties, negligible amount of contact versus lefties. if you're comparing the base card. And then the power is going to be better. He has over 100 power versus lefty still. He's going to also get the higher fielding rating. So the above 80 off the rip instead of in the high 70s like his other card was. So he's going to start off within gold fielding, which is again valuable. But there's a slight sacrifice in that. It's the arm strength. He loses a little bit of arm strength and accuracy. He loses the high 90s arm. Truly, I don't think is the biggest deal. I know some people are saying this card is worse for that reason. Obviously, the defense may not be, in a sense, as good as the other one if you have him parallel 5, but I think this card is still going to be better despite that sacrifice. He is also a tad slower. Again, it's not that big a deal. It's less than like 5, I think, slower than his other card, if I remember correctly. Again, there's one part of this card that people didn't really talk about from my knowledge. Gets a few more quirks. Again, combined a really good hitting versus righties, which is already going to be better than parallel 5. He's going to be better overall versus lefties offensively. At a slight fielding disadvantage with the arm strength, but the higher fielding rating. That is a worthy sacrifice for those attributes offensively and these quirks, in my opinion. Make sure you get this pack bundle because there's also a Jonathan Diaz. So for some reason you haven't done live series collections, you get one of the more expensive common players available for free. This week has been an interesting part of content for MLB the Show. They've added new cards that we haven't really gotten before in this avenue, really, and I've been a big fan of it. I think this means that our content release for MLB the Show is going to be expanded a little further than some of us may expect. We may be seeing new finest cards and such like this into the coming months, which is exciting. Hopefully we get like a finest Cedric Mullins. Maybe I get my finest Aaron Judge that's very well rounded in comparison to his other card. Maybe there's a few other finest cards from this year that could get another card, which I think is very sick. And you know, even though we have Albert Pujols here, who I know people were really excited for attribute wise, he has an interesting hitch in his swing. The little like foot tap does mess with people, and I've heard people not loving him as much as people originally thought. We're trying all these cards, seeing how they do. I'm going to be giving as many of them a go as possible. That's what I like to do at this point in the year, to try a new card, see how it goes. So let's see how that goes. Swing by the Twitch. We'll be giving debuts to all these cards as I get them, putting them on the team and seeing how they stack with the other players. Apparently more content inbound this game in the future, which is very exciting. It's going to be really sick to see more finest cards, hopefully. And you all have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all get another video later this week or early next week. Deuces.